Hello, and welcome to Philip Brown's Computer Networking Lab. You're watching an instructional video called Exchange Server Installation. Here we are on the server DC1. This is the domain controller for philipbrown.com. Our goal for this video is to install the Exchange server on this system. But the first thing we need to do is to prepare the Active Directory for the Exchange environment. Here are the commands that we will be using from the command prompt. We can take a look at the Exchange folder using the My Computers. This same setup installation program is used both to prepare the Active Directory users and computers and to actually install the Exchange server on the system. I'm going to go and pull up a command prompt. The first thing I need to do is to point the command prompt to the folder where the setup program is. Now I'm going to take my pre-typed up commands and insert them inside of the command prompt. I'll start with the commands to prepare the Active Directory schema. Normally, setting up the schema takes a few minutes, but I'm going to fast forward this video so you don't have to wait for it to finish. Okay, now we need to prepare the Active Directory itself for the installation of the Exchange server. We will also need to put our organization name into the command prompt. I will speed up the video at this point again, so you don't have to wait while the setup utility prepares the Active Directory for the Exchange server. Finally, we're going to prepare all the domains and all the domain controllers in those domains for the Exchange server. Okay, now we set up the Active Directory database so it could be used by the Exchange server. Now let's set up the Exchange server itself. Now we're on the server Exchange 1. Before we actually install the Exchange program, we need to pre-install several programs on it. The first one we're going to install is the Office 2010 Filter Pack. We'll run through the wizard and set it up. Next, we're going to have to install the Server Pack 1 for the Microsoft Filter Pack. The third program we need to install is the Unified Communication Management API. But before we can install that, we have to install the Media Foundation program from the Add Remove Programs. Okay, it's installing. When it's finished, we'll restart the server. Okay, now that we've installed the Media Foundation program and restarted the computer, we can now install the Microsoft Unified Communication Management API. Now we can restart the computer. Now that we've gotten rid of the prerequisites for the Exchange server, we can now install the Exchange server itself. Okay, we have restarted the Exchange server. Now we're ready to install the main program itself. Let's go to the D drive where we have it stored. I'll scroll down to the Setup program and double click it. It's asking us if we want to check for updates. Since this is a lab computer, I'm not concerned about that, and I'll just click on No. I accept the license agreement. I want control over what rows that are installed on this Exchange server. I'll take the default with these. Now the Exchange server is checking to see if this server meets all the requirements that it needs in order to run correctly. The actual installation of this program will take a long time, so I will speed up the video so you do not have to wait through it all. Okay, we have installed the Exchange program on the server. Now let's take a look at its components. Here we can see that there's Exchange Management Shell and Exchange Toolbox. Let's take a look at the Exchange Management Shell. It's similar to the command prompt and the PowerShell. Now let's take a look at the toolbox. Here we see there's a number of features. Probably the one that's most interesting is the queue viewer. Now let's take a look at the Exchange Admin Center. We can see that they have some major commands in the left pane and some subcommands on the top pane for each one of the main commands. We're going to go into more detail about these commands in our next video. In this video, we looked at the basics of how to install the Exchange email service on the server. In the upcoming videos, we will be taking a look at the configuration and main features of this program. I hope this video has been informative, and I thank you for viewing.